To make the clubhouse appear, we get to say the magic words. Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse. Say it with me. Miska, Muska, Mickey Mouse.
Hi, sisters!
Ain't Mr. Tambourine Man.
Oh, would you look at that? Cool shots of our school. Very nice, very close up, nice shots. Oh my god, look, kids working. War Eagle Way. Whoa, transition time.
Mr. Tambourine Man, culture. Whether it involves the concept of drugs or not, the firm culture of the 60s is interconnected with the breaking of stereotypes and counterculture plus rebellion that was present during the 60s. Perspective, a common theme of escapism and the escape from reality through varying mediums, drugs, music, and more. Identity. During a time when the world was starting to become more open-minded to varying identities, the song continues the normalized escape of reality and the possible alluding to drugs, and music resonated with the identities of upcoming baby boomers / Gen X.
You look, an AirPod case. Whoa. Damn. Wow.
Mom, can you pick me up? I'm scared.
Zooming through the sky. 3, 2, 1. We're going on a trip in our favorite rocket ship.
Someone's walking into schools and the doors are actually unlocked. Look at that. Oh, transition.
A hard rain's gonna fall. Culture. War is a major part of the American history and culture, and Dylan exhibits this American culture nature of nationalism while simultaneously expressing light and positivity that rests within the cultural values of America. Perspective. Hardships of war along with goodness is displayed through the main correlation to the Cold War and the destruction that war brings, even to good. Identity. Concepts of innocence and coming of age are highly prominent, but beyond that, the identities of individuals from all age groups and backgrounds are highlighted during a war-encompassed era.
I had no purpose.
War Eagle Way, guys. Planners and glitter pens. Look at that. Oh, wait.
Ballad of the Thin Man. Culture. Furthering the culture of the 60s that was so keen on rebellion and the newness of ideas in breaking societal norms, Dylan himself was a symbol of style and attitude during this time. The song is a direct reflection of not only himself, but the majority around him. Perspective. The major perspectives revealed are in terms of counter-culture, but also the importance of education and the power of knowledge, as can be seen through the alluding to books and lawyers and professions. Identity. With the peculiar descriptions of Mr. Jones, an idea of the outsiders comes about where a direct consequence of finding your identity in a world of autonomy is that of being an outsider.
Sofo food. Wow. So cool. Oh, no. Transition.
Is that what they gave you?
Okay. Blowing in the wind. In terms of culture, following through with the American spirit and culture of fighting for what one believes in, there are heavy allusions to warfare, but beyond that, there is a war and fight that was fought against racism, which goes back to the civil rights movement. In terms of perspective, the major underlying perspective is that of a rhetoric that is being posed, and that questions the injustices faced by Black people during such a critical period in U.S. history. Perspectives of challenge and power are delivered on notes of empathy through Bob Dylan's song. Identity. While this particular identity cannot be traced back or connected to Bob Dylan directly, he acted as a medium of sorts that displays and portrays the several identities during this time that experienced severe racism, but also the identities that fought against racism and took part in the civil rights movement.
Bird my buy, collect my will, and bathe my commission. I make for a place to go to animal my soul, knit my return, bathe my foot, and collect my dog.
Desolation Row. Culture connections to Shakespeare and American culture is visibly seen in Desolation Row, which Dylan brings back to the cultures of literature that he incorporated with his music. In perspective, Desolation Row is meant to point out people who have been outcasted by society, such as Einstein, who recognized science that was responsible for nuclear war and warfare, or Cinderella, whose beauty was never recognized by the public. It brings their perspective and the world through their eyes rather than people who are the norms of society and who have outcasted other people. In identity, Desolation Row is a place for outsiders and people who can't fit into society, like Casanova, Cinderella, and Ophelia, which goes back to the identities of several outcasts during this time period.
Oh my god, more pirated shots of our school. Whoa, so cool. Oh my god.
Highway 61 Revisited. In culture, with religious references to Abraham being a significant attribution of culture, another form of culture that is expressed is the southern heart of America that oh so proudly holds a connection to Mississippi. In perspective, the major perspective that was taken on by Dylan is that conveying and storytelling to this connection with the way that Dylan views the world with his roots, with his roots are southern and Jewish in music. In identity, in terms of identity, this song is a direct portrayal of Dylan's identity, but it also goes back to the power that his music holds in terms of his identity or any person's identity. Even a common and simple person can be transformed as a result the expressions through lyricism and diverse genres.
There he is. Hey, Mr. Dylan. How you doing?
Okay.
I was wondering if I could trouble you for a signature here. This is your album, right?
Yeah. I think I see that.
War Eagle way, be present, but nah, make it Bob Dylan way.
Long and Wasted Years. The culture where this song took place was a place where the concept of divorces and was becoming more common and normalized after a long period of time where it was a symbol of taboo and failure. This was an era of revolution of the social norms that tie back to the counterculture and the newness Dylan brought forward. Perspective. If you waste your years, you will come to regret it. Dylan is starting to remember the good times in his relationship and reminisces about what could have been, but also reveals perspective that normalizes leaving broken relationships with his wife. Dylan is blaming himself for the fights that caused his marriage to fall apart, and it serves as a key identity of him, but it also gives hope and normalizes the life of many other divorces during this time.
Do you prefer songs with a subtle or obvious message?
With a what?
A subtle or obvious message.
A message?
You mean like, what song with a message?
Well, like Eve of Destruction and things like that.
Do I prefer that to what?
I don't know, but your songs are supposed to have a subtle message.
A subtle message?
Well, they're supposed to.
Oh no, she's 2 minutes late to class. Oh, gotta get the yellow pass. That rhymed. Oh my god.
Michael Rolling Stone talks about the formation of a social hierarchy where the middle and high classes were separated from the lower class, and the upper two constantly bullied the lower class. This poem tells the story of an individual who went from a glamorous and gaudy lifestyle to one stricken by poverty and homelessness. When in her elegant life, she actually never paid attention nor cared about those that were less fortunate. So Dylan is highlighting how she actually deserved it. Miss Lonely is facing unfortunate events and resentment and is finally facing the treatment that poverty-stricken people face as a form of karma.
Oh, turn in your assignments, children. Oh wow, oh, whoa, thumbs up.
Tombstone Blues. This era was during mass amounts of death and how people are starting to get blues as a result of their loved ones dying. Also, this is when there was an increase of jobs where people were killing themselves under such workloads. Dylan analyzes the population's reactions to a constant pain of death from a time where there was so much war to the point where people became numb to the feeling of death. Dylan uses historical figures and paints a torturous picture of those who have passed and how war has affected people's outlook on the world.
Friendly disclaimer, this is not a mocking of the War Eagle Way, South Forsyth High School policy, or the SOFO ABTF team in any way, shape, or form. This video will stay well within the members of this classroom and will not be exploited for personal or out-of-school public use whatsoever. The usage of the clips from the SOFO ABTF team was done purely for the engagement of our peers and Mrs. Burgess. With that said, we thank the War Eagle Way for inspiring us to make our project. Please don't sue us.
Bob Dylan.
This is my little brother George. This is Mummy Pig.
This really mean a lot to my boss.
Okay. Well,
thank you, Mr. Dillon.
Good luck to you.
All right.